afternoon. Hey Jenny, how are you? I know I may look a little bit different to Sam and Craig, but my name's Rhys. I'm going to be taking you through the scan this afternoon. Craig's had to step out and tend to some family issues. And Sam, Sam's having some time off. So here I am, drawing the short straw, and I'll just be running through the top 10 scan this afternoon. Winston, how you doing? I'll just wait a few more minutes. We'll let a few more people join. I think we have a little bit to run through this afternoon. But first of all, what I will cover off on is the Bitcoin dominance, actually. So we've got the Bitcoin dominance here on the daily. So we scroll out, we can see that there's been a lot of bullish movement in the Bitcoin dominance over the past few days, which is really good. That means a lot more money is pouring into Bitcoin and less into alts. So that's probably the reason that we've pushed up through that $50,000 mark on Bitcoin, which is really good to see. Where's the top 10? So if we go back to Bitcoin, so Bitcoin, if we go to the weekly chart, now if we look at the weekly chart, we've had that higher high around the $64,000 mark, that all-time high. We've pulled back, we've almost created a lower high, but Bitcoin is sort of, at the moment, it's creating that higher low now. So over the past few days, we've had really strong pushes to the upside. We did struggle here at the 48, we'll say $50,000 mark. So we struggled there at the $50,000 mark. I think that was about the same time the news came out about El Salvador taking on Bitcoin as their main form of currency. So I think a lot of people thought that would push the Bitcoin price higher. Unfortunately, it didn't, and it probably scared a lot of people off. So we've seen that drop. But we have rejected this $40,000 mark, and we are pushing higher. So this candle here, which is on the 1st of October, it's a real statement candle. So we've really pushed high. Like, that's a huge candle for a daily, Bitcoin candle. That's huge. So we are seeing a lot of bullish momentum come back into the market, which is really good to see. On the daily time frame, there's nothing really there for us at the moment. I will go down the time frames. We'll go to the 12-hour. Sorry if I'm a bit slow, sort of working my way around. I'm using Craig's computer, if you can't tell by the background. So on the 12-hour, we don't really have a trend. We've got, it's that push higher, that struggle around the $50,000 mark. Sorry, the $48,000 mark. We've had that struggle where we just moved sideways for, a few days. And now we've had that push higher. If we go down these time frames, let's have a look at the 4-hour. Again, it's not really trending, just that sideways momentum. If we do get a nice pullback on the 4-hour, that would be something for us to keep an eye on. Let's have a look at the 2. We do have, look, it's not trending. It's more like, it's just spiking up, moving sideways, spiking up, moving sideways, spiking up, moving sideways. Unfortunately, that doesn't present any opportunities for us to trade. We trade on cyclicity and price action. So what we would like to see is those nice, smooth, push up, pull back, push up, pull back, but we're just not getting that on Bitcoin. So at the moment, on these higher time frames, there's nothing for us to trade unless we have some levels that we can use, some strategies on. It doesn't look like there is any levels on Bitcoin. So what I'll do is go back to the daily. We'll go down the list. ETHPERP. So Craig's got a few levels drawn in here on ETH. If we scroll out and have a look, let's have a look at the weekly actually. So the weekly, we have pushed up and almost made equal all-time highs. We've pulled back, we're in that cradle zone on the weekly, which is a really good sign for some bullish momentum. Now, we are still pushing up on the daily. No trend for us at the moment, unless you want to class that as a sort of a higher low. There's no real trend on the daily. So if we keep going down these time frames, we've got, a high low there. We've pushed up. Look, we've pulled back. Some people would call that a pullback. I generally don't trade a one candle pullback. So there isn't really a trend there for us at the moment. If we go down to this 4 hour, and we do have a level here, which Craig has got drawn in. It's tested a few times. It has broken. It's come down and retested that level now, which is a really good sign. I'm sure if we go down these time frames, we may, yeah, look at that. So we've got a bullish candle sitting on an old resistance, now support level. If you've done the courses, you know what I'm talking about. There is a trade there. It would have triggered you in, but you would have yours, you'd still be in this trade. It is there. I personally didn't take this trade. I missed it. I'm not sure if Craig did or not, but there is a trade right there on ETHPERP. So it's no point going down any lower than that. Let's have a look at XRP. Again, we'll have a look at the weekly just to see what we're doing now. As most of you know, XRP is going through that SEC investigation. I don't think any results have come out of that just yet, which is probably to explain why its moves, it hasn't moved as strong as the other altcoins. I guess if you are super bullish XRP and you do believe in that project, now's probably not a bad time to start buying into that coin. Again, this isn't financial advice, but if you are looking at buying into XRP, then now's probably not a bad time. We have had that pullback. We are in that cradle zone on the weekly time frame. If we can break that high, that's another really good sign. And I dare say if XRP does get the all clear from the SEC, then we could see XRP play some catch up, which would be really good to see. But at the moment, yeah, nothing really there on the weekly. Let's go down and have a look at the daily. So Craig's got a few levels drawn in here. We're not really hovering around these levels. Nothing there on the daily for us. Let's have a look at the 12. No real trend on the 12. Let's have a look at the 4. Now we do have a bit of resistance up around that 1.09, which would be a level for me to watch. I probably wouldn't take any trades until we push through that level, but then we do have resistance up ahead at 1.12. So if you were looking to take a lower time frame trade on XRP, those are two things that I would consider before taking that trade. We'll go down lower. Yeah, nothing really there on these lower time frames. So go to DOT. Now DOT is a project that I do hold long term. I'm very bullish on DOT. I like this project. Let's have a look at the weekly. Now I believe I did a video on some how I personally identify longer term entries for investments. That's if you've done the master course, you will have access to that. It's I use a combination of support resistance lines and some fib tools and a few other things to identify. So on this pullback on DOT, I got a really good entry, and if anyone else that follows me, or not follows me, but has watched that video, then I'm sure they would have got a really good entry on that as well. So nothing there on the weekly. Let's have a look at the daily. So it's interesting on the daily. We've had I guess you could say a lower low there, but then a lower high, a higher low, which ticks a box for a trend reversal. But then we've got a lower high. So technically on the daily, there would be I wouldn't even go any further to find any trades. To me, the daily says it doesn't have a direction. So personally, with my trading rules, I wouldn't go any lower to find trades. I try to trade with the daily just to increase my probabilities of a profitable trade. But for the purpose of this video, I'll go down these time frames just to see if there is anything. Nothing there on the 12. Nothing there on the 4 hour either. We'll have a look at the 1. Yeah, it's extremely messy. So we'll skip that. We'll go to Doge. As much as I don't like going into detail with Doge, I just don't believe in this project. I don't like it. But we're traders. We trade what we see. If there's movement in the markets, we can trade that. So what do we got on here on the weekly is we've got that high, a higher low, another tick in the box for a bullish momentum on the weekly, which is good. Let's have a look at the daily now. So we've had a few really good daily statement candles being made. Some strong bullish momentum coming into Doge, but no daily trends. Yeah, no real daily trend at the moment. No trading opportunities. Let's have a look at the 8 hour. I dare say if we go down these timeframes, these may present as pullbacks on these lower timeframes, but yeah, nothing there on the 8. So here we've got the 2 hour. So we've had a nice push up, pullback, and we are pushing up again. This may be one to watch over, possibly this afternoon, maybe early tomorrow morning. If we do get a good pullback into that zone, it could present a bullish candle and could present a cradle trade. If you've done the courses again, you will know what I'm talking about. Yeah, there we go. Doge, one to watch, a nice pullback. You can even run some fib tools over there to get some clarification or some to sort of back up that cradle trade as well. Let's have a look at BNB. Again, we'll have a look at the weekly. Similar thing to Bitcoin. We've pulled back. We've got that higher low, but then that lower high, and then the higher low. So we're sort of sideways. We do need, ideally, we could see this push and break a new high. That would be really good. That would sort of solidify the bullish momentum for BNB, but at the moment there's nothing there. Let's have a look at the daily. So we've got a level there at 438 on the daily. It has tested. It looks like it's rejecting that on the daily. So that would sort of deter me from taking any long trades. So I'll just have a look at these questions. So Winston, yeah, so Ash, I do know that you know where the website is. I believe Ash knows where the website is too. We both, we jump on the live trading floor and we watch Craig every morning. So if you don't know where to find the courses, head over to tradercobb.com. If you haven't done any trading in the past, then feel free to do our free Become a Trader course. You'll learn some basics about technical analysis and cryptocurrencies. If you do know that, then feel free to head over and purchase the Become a Master course. You'll learn our 3 trading strategies, and you will get a lot more, some video content on risk analysis and risk management, and you'll get a whole lot of other goodies as well. So it's extremely valuable. All right, back to it. So BNB daily, like I said, we're testing that level. We are rejecting it, so that would sort of deter me from taking any long trades. Unless there was something really good down low, which it doesn't look like there is. Looks like, we've pushed up, we've tested, rejected, we've tried it again, we are rejecting. It could be setting up for a breakout trade, but it's not a really good level at the moment, so that would sort of keep me away from it. It's, yeah, on this 2 hour time frame, it's just moving sideways, so we can skip that. Cardano. Weekly, high, another low. Although, technically it hasn't finished its pullback in my books. I'd like to see it break the high of that bullish candle first before I'd class the pullback as over. But it is sitting there, it's in the zone on the weekly. So that would sort of give me a tick in the box to look for long trades, sorry. What do we got here? So on the daily, yeah, we've got that low, high, higher low, lower high. So on the daily, it's sideways. I wouldn't look any lower for trades. Hey Tyson, how you going? But we will, we'll have a look at the 4 hour. Yeah, there's nothing there. So you know what? Why did I bother? Let's just skip that. Solana, another project that I like long term. Let's have a look at the weekly here. So we have had a really, really strong push on the weekly. Let's have a look at the daily. So the daily has gone through a nice pullback. Now again, I did another video, sorry, the same video on entering into longer term investments. I did cover, I think it was Bitcoin and FTT, but the same rules that would apply for Solana, and anyone that did follow that would have got a really good entry around the $130 mark. So it is worth it, even if you not really into trading, if you are into more longer term investments in crypto, then we do have a lot of content that covers that sort of thing. All right, but Solana, what do we have? We've got that low, we've got that, it's a new high, so we are pulling back. What I would love to see is for that to pull back onto this level and create a bullish candle. That would really open up some trades, not only on the daily, but that would give me some clarity or some sort of more ticks in the box for you know, trades on these lower time frames to go long as well. At the moment, you know, we are bullish on the daily, so on these lower time frames we are going through a pullback, so there are you know, it may look like there's good cyclicity, you know, pulling down, pulling back up into the, you know, into those zones and trending, so people may be inclined to take some short trades when it does pull back into that. But it always pays to scale out, look at these higher time frames, and always, not always, but try and trade with those higher time frames just to increase your probabilities of a profitable trade. So Solana, that's a waiting game there. If we can wait, pull back onto that level, then yeah, that would be great. Let's have a look at AVAX. AVAX is... Adam, so as soon as you looked at Doge, what about Sheeb? Unfortunately, Sheeb isn't in the top 10. By the way it's going, it probably will be in the top 10 over the next few days. But yeah, I won't cover that in this video. Maybe tomorrow. I might try and convince Craig to do a special video on silly dog coins. But I think I'll have to pay him a lot of money to do that. Let's have a look at AVAX. So weekly, you know, another really strong push on the weekly. Daily, what have we got on the daily? So yeah, it's really messy on the daily. You know, we've got the higher low, higher high, higher low again, a lower high, and now, you know, that's a good sign of a trend reversal or the start of a really good pullback on that weekly. So I wouldn't be inclined to be looking for long trades on the daily or any time frame lower than this. What could be possible is that a round number? This, it's not really, you know, if that was a round number, it could be a level to watch, but it doesn't look like it. What I would like to see from here, seeing it as it has created that lower high, is to push down a bit further, create a new lower low, and then we've got some trends, some cyclicity, and I'd be looking for short trades. We'll go down, we'll have a look at the 4 hour for, you know, why not? So the 4 hour, so there's nothing really there on the 4 hour. The 2 hour is, the trend is a little bit better there on the 2 hour, but yeah, there's nothing there for us at the moment. Let's have a look at UNIPERP on the weekly. High, low, lower high, lower low. It's confused. At the end of the day, it does look confused on the weekly time frame. Let's have a look at the daily. Yeah, it's very messy. It's super messy on the daily. We can go down. Let's have a look at the 4 hour. Nothing there. Let's have a look at the 1 hour. Sideways, there may be some levels there to keep an eye on. I'd say, yeah, not really. I'm just starting to look for things, and that's not a good sign. But yeah, I'd say there is a level around here, the 25.762 mark on the 1 hour time frame. There's a level there. You know, it's tested there, tested there, tested and rejected. So maybe a level to watch later on if we do see some good some momentum come back into this coin. All right, so that's the end of the top 10. Does anyone have any questions that you want to throw into this chat before I leave? So Solana is centralized but not decentralized, right? To be honest, Mufasa, I haven't looked into Solana too much. I probably should. I just invest in most of my coins based on technical analysis. Check out the cake. Let's have a quick look. I don't want to poke around too much on Craig's trading view. Unfortunately, he didn't leave his FTX open for me to take some trades and maybe transfer some cheeky Bitcoin out. But what do we got? We should have a FTXPERP. CakePERP, is this one that you're referring to, I'm guessing. Let's have a look at the weekly. So we'll do a really good analysis on KPERP. So we have had a really good high, pull back. We've sort of banged around this level of $12 for a few weeks. We've rejected that level a few times, pushed up. It looks like we are creating a higher low, a higher high, higher low. Let's have a look at the daily. We are in a downtrend on the daily. That high, low, low. Now it's just banging around. It's going sideways, hanging around that $20 mark. What I would like to see if you are bullish on cake is, look, $20 is a pretty significant number. What I'd like to see, it looks like it's building up into that $20 mark. I'd like to see a good statement bullish candle break through that and maybe a pullback to that level. Failing that, I wouldn't be looking at any shorts at the moment. That's what I'd be looking for on cake is I'd wait for that break through the $20 mark, a big bullish statement candle, pull back to that level, and then, that's what I'd be looking to enter on cake if I was looking to, hold that long term, or even trading wise. All right. Doesn't look like there's any more questions. Can I please take a quick look at NEAR and IOS? All right. I'll just do two more. Let's have a look at NEAR. Where's NEAR? Right, again, we'll start on the weekly. Really good pullback, strong pullback on the weekly. Daily is messy, very messy. So we've got that high, a lower high. We've got that low, a lower high, an equal low. So it has tested, looks like there's a level here around the $6.50 mark, I'd say. It's not an exact level, but it's a reference point at best. We've rejected that level. We are pushing up until we get some good momentum come back in and break possibly that high. It's not the best high, but if we do break that, then that's, a good sign. Failing that, even something like this, it pulls back a little bit further and then creates a new high. So we've got a series of highs, lows, highs. Failing that, if you were looking to short it, then yeah, you'd probably go down these lower time frames for shorting options. It is in a downtrend on the daily. Doesn't look like there's anything there on the 4. Possibly a level there at 7.55 or something. If you've done the courses, which I think you have, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's probably some, breakout trade or something there. And finally, we'll do IOST. If I can find it. Let's just search it. Sorry, this Craig's internet has been really slow lately. IOST, let's have a look at, does it have it on, not on FTX, we've got it on Binance. Let's have a look at this chart. Again, let's have a look on the daily, weekly even. Let's go to the weekly, why not? Let's treat ourselves. All right, so I've had a high, pullback, another high, sort of rejected that same level, not sure why. Let's have a look at the daily. High, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low. All right. Now that higher low is, like I've said before, that's a good sign that we could be changing from a downtrend into, possibly going sideways or a bullish trend. There's no, look, to be honest, if I was looking to trade IOST, there's nothing there for me. The daily's too messy. You need some good direction on the daily before I'd look any lower for long or short trades. But we can have a look down a little bit lower for levels to keep an eye on. Yeah, there's nothing really there. I think we're just banging around that level. It's just moving sideways. Look at the 4 hour. Over the past few days, it's done nothing but move sideways. So I've said in the past, we're trend traders. We like to trade when there's direction. IOST is sideways, so there's nothing there for us. All right, that's it for me. If you have any further questions, feel free to reach out on the live chat on tradercobb website. I'm usually behind that. If not, if it is a technical question, just ask to chat with me. I'll give you a phone call or something and help you out. But apart from that, have a great night and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.